Okay, today's topic for me is gonna be how to love like Jesus. Um, yeah, I've kind of gone through this week throughout my Bible study and sermons at my church I go to, and I thought it'd be great to kind of share with everyone because it's a great thing and it's something that I struggle with. I think obviously it's really hard to love everybody, but I don't know. Guess just start how to love like Jesus. What does that even mean? So I'm going to be basing this in Matthew today, the Gospel of Matthew, and specifically Matthew 22 and Matthew 25. So I'm going to be basing it out of. So I'll go through kind of what does it mean to love like Jesus, or kind of what the point of me saying all this is. So Matthew 22:37 is what I'm going to read right now. He said to him, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. This is the greatest and most important command. The second is like it. Love your neighbor as yourself. All the law and the prophets depend on these two commands." So this is basically the context of this is the Pharisees, throughout all of Matthew, the Pharisees are trying to trip Jesus up, ask him these tough questions, basically get him to slip up so they have something against him. And so this tough question, they're basically asking him, what are the most important commands? Trying to get him to slip up and say the wrong answer. And this is the response that Jesus gives. So when he says, this is straight from Jesus, so this is the basis of how to live as a Christian, how to love as a Christian, how to love like Jesus in a sense. So you have to, first of all, know the love of Jesus. And I think that's hard sometimes. And it's really hard to just not do that. And that's the sin of partiality, is not loving everybody the same, or kind of loving someone more, loving another person less, only seeing the good in some people and the bad in others. You're basically picking and choosing who you love and how you treat other people. You're not treating everybody the same. You're not showing the love as Jesus would and loving everybody. And basically, that's the sin of partiality. You're not living the way Jesus is intending, and you're not loving the way Jesus is intending. So truly, true religion, being the purest Christian you can, is loving everybody the same. Loving everybody and seeing Jesus in everybody. No matter who it is. Because society today labels everybody for their sins. It's a horrible thing. And I think it's truly super prevalent in society. If you go down the street, say I'm out here and I'm walking down the street and I see a homeless person, and most people, let's be honest, are just going to pass this homeless person and treat them like they're nothing. Why? Because they're labeled for their sin. And people don't want to interact or talk to this homeless person because they're dirty, they're homeless, they have no money. It's you're not loving as Jesus would. You're once again practicing that sin of partiality, and you're only going to love someone if they have money, or only going to love someone if you want to partake in activities, or just you're picking and choosing. You're labeling someone for their sin. Criminals, people that make big mistakes. You can't label people for their sin. And the great gift of Jesus is he never did that. He loved everybody the same. And it's crazy. He was the perfect man. He was God in man form, God in human form, and he was perfect. He lived the perfect life. And he loved everybody the same. No matter how many times the Pharisees asked him these super tough questions, trying to get him to slip up, as we see in the rest of Matthew, he never slipped up once, not once. He never made a mistake. He never lied. He was perfect. And it's really crazy to just think about that. It's really hard to understand. So that is basically the two commands that Jesus gives. Now, moving on to Matthew 25, specifically 25:31, verse 31. And basically verse 31 is the context of it. It's talking about the sheep and the goats. So the sheep are on the left side, and the goats are on the right side, or the goats are on the left side, the sheep are on the right side. And we, as Christians, children of God, are on the right side because Jesus is our shepherd and we're the sheep. And then the goats are on the left side. And that's split up into two things. The sheep are blessed and the goats are not. It's like basically holy conviction, if you will. And it's just, that verse basically goes into depth that like here's a little thing from verse 34. Come, you who are blessed by my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared to you by the foundation of the world. That is the sheep. That is the children of God. It's like the sheep are just gathered and they be led by the shepherd. Jesus is our shepherd. So it's so hard to just practice and love like Jesus would. It's just like impossible. But the Christian love should be a love with no strings attached. Like, I'm gonna love everybody like Jesus would. Like, no matter who you are, if I don't know you, if I'm on the street and I talk to you and I pray for you, I'm gonna give everything. I'm gonna give my whole body up and I'm gonna protect you with my life. I'm gonna love you with my life, no matter who you are, because that's the way Jesus would love. And that's the most important thing I'm trying to kind of come across here is you have to love like Jesus did. No strings attached, a whole love. Everybody, just everybody. Basically, the easiest way for me is seeing Jesus in everybody. Because Jesus loves, that's how he loves. If you see the Jesus in everybody, it's truly easier to love. Like, it's a very hard concept to understand. And it's a very insane to wrap your head around, like. But if you think about how Jesus loves you and how that's a no strings attached love and how he loves you fully and that, now think about that for everybody. That's how Jesus loves everybody. It's crazy. And once you see that, once you realize that, it's a great thing. And once you can love like Jesus, it's great. Spread love to other people and save other people. It's great and it's beautiful. So that's kind of my little gist of how I've been trying to love like Jesus, applying it to my life, and kind of like what I've been trying lately. Yeah, there's many other instances. Like, this is just one book, one of the 4 Gospels, and I didn't go into a lot of depth, but yeah, I went through Matthew 22 and Matthew 25. So have a blessed day, and Jesus loves you.